The numbers are great. The pivot to wealth management looks like it's worked a dream. Yeah, the banking sector as a whole is a bit of a mixed picture today. You've had Lloyds in the UK, slight miss on numbers, but the picture is pretty solid there. Some of the Scandinavian ones, perhaps a little bit ahead, have been warning about things getting a bit tougher up there. So a bit of a mixed picture. Depends where you are in the recovery, I guess.
Let's talk more broadly about the market action, because overnight, what a stunning ride again on Wall Street. More volatility. Just as investors hope you get past some of the issues, you get fresh concerns that crop up. And this one specifically around the earnings, which is why it was so crucial. We've got earnings season in the States, earnings season here, and the question is whether this is the best of it. Have we had all the good news, and should we be looking to maybe underweight stocks at some point? What is your feeling on that?
I think it's too early to underweight stocks at this stage. For the numbers we saw with Caterpillar and 3M, obviously, the numbers came in just about right, but forward-looking statement was saying just be careful, this might be the top. But the market's much broader than just Caterpillar and 3M, thank goodness. We've had some great numbers from the tech titans, or some of the tech titans, and that still will drive earnings growth this year, and we believe next year too.
So if you look at the economic cycle, I mean, you need to do the comparison too between the US and Europe, and we were just talking about a Credit Suisse, and this is a company coming up to the final year of its turnaround strategy. So it's still in recovery mode. It's a little bit hard to say that this is the final endpoint when you've still got companies that are trying to get past the financial crisis, right?
Yes, I mean, the US probably 3-4 years ahead of Europe in that sense. Of course, what happens in the US is going to dominate how financial markets react, but from an economic point of view, there's still room for Europe to cleanse itself, both in the banking sector and more widely from the crisis.
Synchronization of global economies. I think that's a real concern, isn't it? Because you've got the US, as you say, 3 years ahead, and potentially still looking to raise rates, but people are raising questions about 2020 and beyond now. Europe, will it get to raise rates in this cycle? A lot of people are questioning whether we'll even ever be able to do it, certainly for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, one step at a time, I think, with Europe. I mean, let's just stop QE and get that taper out of the way before we start talking about timing.
Is it important to get rid of it?
I think it's psychologically very, very important that we get back to normal, and that's the really great thing about seeing the US 10-year at 3%, just over 3%, because people worry about it. It's a big psychological level, but what it shows is that gradually things are normalizing. But 3 years ago we'd have said rates are going to be rising much quicker than they are right now. I think this is still an extended lower for longer cycle, but finally with a slight upward trajectory.